Hi, my name is Jamie Mosser, and I'm a candidate for Kane County States Attorney.
Kane County States Attorney, what is that?
So that essentially is the top lawyer for the county of Kane. So throughout all of Kane County, from the northern end all the way to the southern end, I would be the attorney that either represents us civilly. So for example, if it's a county board member or county official, such as our sheriff, and they get sued, our office would be the one that represents them. And if there's other civil issues, so the county itself gets sued, or there's damage to county property and we have to sue somebody, it again is our office who takes care of that. That's one portion. The second portion, and the one that most everybody knows about, is the criminal portion. So from a traffic ticket all the way up to homicide, we would be the office that prosecutes those cases or makes sure that they're brought before a judge so that we can make sure in every single case justice happens.
And you want to be the state's attorney?
I do want to be the state's attorney.
So why? What would you bring to the office? What do you hope to accomplish there?
Well, so I was a prosecutor here in Kane County for 10 years, and for the last 6 years I've been working in our community as a civil attorney, a family attorney, legal aid, criminal defense, election cases, and I have a passion for continuing to be a prosecutor. It's the job that I've always been meant for. I've missed it ever since I left. And the reason why I want to go back now is because we're ready, really ready in Kane County to make the criminal justice reform changes that our community really needs. And those reforms can be anything from making sure that our expungement process gets to be easier for criminal defendants, all the way up to making sure that we have real chance for people who come into our criminal justice system. And that primarily has to deal with people who come in with mental health issues or drug addiction issues, and also really taking into consideration the background of people who come before us. Because the one thing that you have to understand is that people who come into the criminal justice system are never there on their very best day.
No.
So if you don't look at why they're there, what their history is, we're not really doing justice as prosecutors.
And is there something different that you're thinking of, that this would be a different way of approaching things?
Yes.
As a state's attorney?
One of the biggest things that I want to do is I want to focus on a pre-arrest diversion program. The way that we have most of our diversion programs now is that you're arrested, you come into court, and then you're placed into a diversion program, which is great when at the end of it the case is dismissed, but in the meantime you have to come to court. You have to pay fines and costs. You're missing work to come to court, and that could put a toll on somebody that affects them in the long run. What I like to do is really take a look at the people at the time that they first have an interaction with the police officers. And the reason that we want to do that is because we want to try to divert them into treatment or into a program that's really going to help them, as opposed to putting them in the criminal justice system. So instead of waiting until they're in the criminal justice system, we do it beforehand. This means we get people into treatment a lot quicker than we were ever able to do so before. So for me, it is the idea of really truly helping somebody and doing it at a faster rate than what we normally have in the criminal justice system. And ultimately, that's going to free up more time for us to be able to focus on the violent offenders, the people that we really need to make sure our community is safe from.
We've covered a lot of ground. Anything you'd like to add?
I'm very excited for this because my experience of not only being a prosecutor, but also a criminal defense attorney, where for the first time ever I was able to talk to the defendants, has given me a perspective that I never had when I was just a prosecutor. Because you hear about their lives, and you hear about the trauma that they suffered when they were younger. You hear about the lack of experiences, and frankly, you hear about people who just never had anyone encourage them in their lives. And so what I want to bring to this office is a change, a different mindset, with the idea that we're tough on crime, but we're easy on people. Because we have to remember that every person that comes before us is a person.
Do you have a website or some way people can find out more about you?
I do. So my website is www.mosserforkanecounty.com, and we're also on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube.
All right. And tell me your name and title again.
Jamie Mosser, running for Kane County States Attorney, and I hope I've earned your vote for November 3rd. Thank you.